I wanted to talk to you about the family tree ornament and lantern file. I wanted to first talk to you about the different options that come in the file. So first is the lantern ornament options and the lantern options. All of these are in the file. So the first two are the options that do not have this mini edition or top edition, I think is what I called it in the file, that do not have this top edition in the file. And the other things that are different is that you will have options for enclosed tops and bottoms, as well as open tops and bottoms for each of these different options. For the back, you also have, this is, the option for the battery pack on the outside. This is the option for the battery pack hidden, but that option can only be used with this top mini edition. You also will have the option of a tea light option. So those are the different options that you can make with, and I use these two because I have not made versions, the nativity versions, in this example, because I've not made versions of this in the family tree yet, because I want these family tree ones to be very personalizable. And I think that works better with this mini edition, but that's just, again, my preference. But you have all of the options in the file. So I'm going to put these two aside because I just wanted to show you examples of these, and I wanted to talk to you about the personalization options that are going to come in this family tree. Lantern ornament and nightlight file. So first of all, you have the family tree, which is one of the traditional symbols of family. So you see the big at the front and then side options. So all surfaces of this you can add additions to or personalization options to. You also have this top mini piece that in our lighted options do open to turn the lights on and off. Um, this is the lantern option. Um, I have videos on how to do all of this on my YouTube channel. So as you can see right here, there's a lot of surfaces that you can personalize. So the options for personalization or engraving are these tops editions right here. You can engrave on them directly while you're assembling or before you assemble the actual ornament or lantern. It comes with two Christmas fonts, as you can see right here, and a blank for you to add your own saying or family name. This is an example of the family name that I have engraved here. It's also going to come with these plates. I call these, plates. Again, I don't know what other name I could call them, but these plates are also personalizable. And I see that I have forgotten an example of one. So this is the other example. So it's going to come with these three plates as well as a small plate. So these longer plates you can add up here to the top, and then this smaller one can be added here. You also can add the longer one up, in here should you choose, down here, however you or the customer wants to utilize these. So the good thing about these is you can make this ahead of time, like if you're going to show or you're trying to mass produce, you can make these ahead of time, and then once you sell the item, let your customer choose which plate they want as well as what they want on the plates. So these can be taken easily to shows and engraved on site, or like I said, make the boxes ahead of time and have these available for engraving after the fact. So either way you choose to do that, those are, I create them so they could be used both ways. The other options that are here, and I guess this is an example of, I can show you how you could, create that ahead of time, or engrave the family name on it on site. So the leaf options, because a family tree, has, trees have leaves. I've seen this version, not this version of family tree, but family tree versions where hearts are used. I like, a little more organic options, so I went with leaves. And then I have 3 options of leaves here. Um, if you have a customer or your own family that has a lot of names, this smaller item is going, the smaller leaf is going to give you the option of having more leaves on your tree. But again, it's up to you or your customer. So these are the 3 options that are going to come in the file. You're also going to have options for family pets, well, dogs and cats, and those that, are no longer with us. So pet dog and cat options are up here. So either the paw on the leaf or engraved on the leaf, or you have a dog bone or a cat treat. Also, for those that are no longer with us, there's an angel wing that can be engraved on each of the leaves, and there will be those options on each of the leaves as well, the paw and the angel wing, or just the angel wing itself. So again, for those that are no longer, with us. So those are all options. Again, these options, can be made. The to engrave on these, you have to make them, or engrave them, excuse me, as you're making the actual item. Whereas all of these plate editions can be taken unengraved and engraved on site, or engraved once your customer has purchased the actual product. I make, just personally myself, this is not an example, with 3M backing. I made some examples without 3M backing, but let me find, here we go. All these I make with 3M backing, so that once, I engrave them, I can easily remove the backing and add them to the trees. So again, just some examples of how you can do this. You can either do name up here and then, add leaves. You also can have different color options for the leaves. Again, totally up to you. For this leaf pattern, I like to add color to that with the leaf flex, stainless, stainless leaf, not stainless, stained glass, leaf from Smoky Hill. But again, different options. But this is what I like to do. I like to have the family name here, and then I like to have the Christmas and then the year up here. Again, that's how I like to do it, but your customer can choose however they want. So those are some examples. These are some examples that I made to take with me, and for my own tree, of course. I have the Christmas 2025 up here, leaves in the family name. And then as you can see, you have multiple options for adding. So I put our 4 dogs. Yes, we have 4. And then me, my husband, and my son. And then that is an example of that. And then another example is this, where I put, an addition or a plate up here, and then again, family leaves. You can see this is my favorite leaf. Barrow name, and then our dogs on the side. Okay. Another option for this is all of the in which you have the battery pack hidden. You also have a huge surface on the back in which you can engrave. So for this particular example, I engraved the family saying that I love. Like branches on a tree, our lives may grow in different directions, yet our roots remain as one. So again, this back can be engraved with whatever you or your customer wants. If you're good at engraving pictures, sayings, whatnot. But that is also a good engravable example. And I do include this particular saying with this file. The other thing that will be in the file is, and I'll have pictures of this. These are gift tags for packaging, and I did not bring an example of the packaging, but I will have a picture of it. But I included this to these different tags. So what I plan to do is once I make these up, I'm going to put them in a box. I'm going to tie twine, and then I'm going to add this tag to twine. I think that's going to make a very beautiful gift for somebody. And that is what I plan to do. In another video, I talk about like a family ornament bar. But I plan, and I did this last year, but not to the scale that I'm planning to this year. Last year, I just had some simple family ornaments, and I made up different color combinations ahead of time, and then a lot of different colored options for these editions and blank editions. So when the customer came to the bar, they were able to choose whichever family ornament they wanted, whichever additions they want, arrange them how they want. I engraved them and assembled them on site, and they were a huge hit. I didn't roll it out until December because I was late getting started last year, and even in December I did really well. So I think doing it ahead of time would be even better this time. So good luck and have fun.